Welcome to Live and Unfiltered, and welcome back to the studio for those of you that have joined us in the past. I can see some lovely faces there, some I know, some I don't. This is our fourth escapade now, or show I should say. Thank you all for joining me here tonight. We have a lovely show lined up for you. It has been quite a tumultuous couple of weeks here in America and in the UK, I guess. I stand with all the peaceful protesters around the world. Things do definitely need to change. I hope you agree with that. But just after our last show, we had threats of, rioting and looting and stuff that were going as well as the peaceful protests around here. We had some troubles, particularly in our neighbourhood. So I had to come back to the studio after the show and pack up everything and bring it home before they boarded up the building. So much to Chrissy's delight, I set the studio up in our dining room for the last 2 weeks. And actually, I have to say it was rather nice, to be honest, having everything at our fingertips. Indy definitely liked it, didn't you, mate?
Yes, it was amazing. He's
like, can we bring it back? So not only did we have, pandemic with lockdown, we had protests and riots with curfews. We've had a few earthquakes here in LA recently. And this week we had the first fires of the season. So welcome to LA. You still think I'm lucky living here? On the plus side, the weather's been gorgeous. All I know is with everything that's going on right now, can't we just love each other? Can't we just treat each other with kindness and respect that we all deserve, independent of race, gender and religious beliefs and just everything? We're all human beings and we all deserve love and respect, don't we? All right, anyway, I want to hear from you guys now. Tell me what's in the chat. I need to add the chat in my one so I can see it. Where is it? Maybe it'll come up. Anyway, I want to hear from you guys. Tell me what is your favourite moment of the week. Just write me a line or two in the chat. Just anything, just little will do. And while you're doing that, I'll share my favourite moment. Mine was the pride that I felt seeing pictures of my 18-year-old goddaughter, Esme, with her Black Lives Matter signs on her way to the protests in London. Let's see if I've got a picture here, actually. There you go. That's my girl right there. Ain't she gorgeous? See? The youth making a difference. Okay, let me have a look at some of the... Oh, hang on. Let me get the chat. Hang on. There we go. My God, I definitely need my glasses here. Hearing about Nick's new album? Yes, me too. There'll be plenty more about that later on. Laughing with my son. Katie says, getting to know my new pet hermit crab. Today, the Nick news. Yeah, okay, so there's a lot of Nick fans here today. Being on the radio talking about you. I don't know. Oh, I see. Lovely. House, what does that say? I wish I had that bigger.
Oh, you need your glasses.
I do. I need my glasses. You need some for me, Chris.
And which one did you get? Being on the radio talking about favorite moment was getting my sister Lynn Collins to sign up for tonight.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Now, homeschool finishing again for today.
Yep.
New York State about to pass new policing laws, etc. There's so many more. Keep them coming, guys.
Yeah, amazing. I will read them periodically through the show. But in the meantime, I want to bring awareness to a lovely charity that I have had the honour of getting to know over the last couple of years. Many of you are aware of the statistics regarding mental health. This charity is committed to helping young people and adults who are facing these issues by delivering programs and workshops, mainly focused around sport, music and drama, which is right up my street. They support and relieve mental health obstacles through peer support and participation activities that encourage good health and well-being. They're called Back On Side, and we all know that mental health issues have been prevalent in the media, recently, in the last couple of years. And with everything going on in the world right now, it's more important than ever to bring these issues to light, which is why I wanted to support this charity tonight. So our first guest tonight is the founder of Back On Side. Give it up, please. A round of applause, a quiet round of applause. This is how we clap. Look, let's do a clap. Let's bring on Libby Emerson. Are you there,
Hi,
Libby?
hi.
Oh, there you are. I'm going to put it on speaker view. Hang on. Everyone put it on speaker view so then it pins to me and Libby. Ah, hello, darling. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. So happy to see you.
You too?
Where are you? You're in Scotland, obviously.
Yeah. It's just started to rain and have a
Oh, well,
thunderstorm. I think it's just starting. So
I don't want to make you jealous, but it's like 100 degrees here today.
thanks.
Who's that in the background there?
Oh, it's the Teddy.
Hello, Teddy. So, Libby, tell us about the moment that made you decide that you needed to create Back on Side.
But very personal actually. I was struggling with my own mental health
Right.
and nearly took my own life and decided it was a footballer that saved me, that stopped me from doing it. At that point in time, I decided that I really had to push forward and start helping people, because I had a great network of people around me and a fantastic family, but I was too scared to go and speak to them and too embarrassed and
Yeah.
pride got in the way. So I wanted to create something that if anybody was in the same situation as me, that could come to somewhere that was nobody knew them and everything was private and confidential. So that's kind of how it's been down the route of working with a lot of professionals, a lot of footballers, as well as the general public, because it's that complete private and privacy kind of content that we deliver. So that's kind of where it started, and it just snowballed from there, and it's just grown arms and legs, which is fantastic, but sad at the same time that we're needed
Of course, yeah.
so
Well,
much, especially just now. Like just now, we are just
I'm sure.
inundated.
I'm sure that this has made such. I mean, how have you managed to? You obviously you're so much of helping people is kind of being physically with them, and I mean, how have you managed to adapt to in isolation and still manage to help people?
Just by the phone and by Zoom.
Oh,
And there has been occasions where I've had to go out, but you just have to take that risk and
yeah.
kind of try and weigh up. I'm working with emergency services. We've got a really good relationship with them now, but no, most people are really good with and have adapted to Zoom and Skype and
Yeah.
on the phone, which is great.
It's as close as we get, isn't it, to kind of
Yeah, I
actually
know.
being really.
It's hard. It's very hard because sometimes the person, if they're so upset, you haven't got that kind of just
Yeah.
close to them. But
No, absolutely.
it's working really
But,
well.
but
So,
at least you're there to help.
yeah,
It's amazing.
because we actually thought at the beginning that we were going to close because all our events, all our money comes through fundraising events, and we had to cancel everything.
And this is why I wanted to bring you guys to
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
here. You've got a few people in here that now know about you that maybe didn't know about you.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. It's things like this that have helped us and
Yeah,
kept us going.
yeah.
So we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No, of course, you do wonderful work, and and having met you, and obviously spoke. You know that I'm very close to this issue myself because of my dear sweet friend Kirsty, who took her life in 2016, and I know you and I talked about Kirsty during our interview about a year ago now, isn't it, or maybe
I
more?
know. It's
In
just
fact,
over here, actually.
yeah.
Yeah,
Here's Kirsty's album here. This is the album that we made
that's right.
finished after she passed, and so yeah, I'm very proud of that. What's the best way to help someone that we know needs support, and also for someone who's feeling lost and unsure of the best way to get help? What is your advice?
If you think that somebody's struggling or they've changed, just be honest with them. Be clear. Say that you're worried about them and challenge them. Ask them if they're feeling low. Ask them if they're feeling suicidal. Don't be scared to ask that question, because if they are feeling that way, they want to know that it's normal. So if you speak to them as if it's a normal
Right.
thing, they'll feel more assured to be able to speak back and open up about it. And listen. Like, don't tell them what to do, or just listen. And then help. Like, point them to us. Like, it doesn't matter what part of the world, especially just now, because it's all getting done through this. So
Yeah.
we're here to help anybody, really. And again, it's all free. It doesn't cost the person anything. But listening is the key, and not being scared to ask
Yeah.
that horrible question.
Of course.
which a lot of people are.
Of course, it's such a huge elephant in the room, and I think that you do tend to know if there is something seriously wrong with a friend, but you just don't want to ask that question, do you? Because you feel silly. But I guess if you normalize it,
Exactly.
it makes it easier to talk about. Yeah,
And
amazing.
also, if you've got a friend that's usually really hyper and really, really like out there and on group chats and is always talking, if they go quiet, that's a sign. And then if you've got the opposite, if you get somebody that's really quiet, but then they become really loud and really always in the chat, then that's another sign. So just watch out for the kind of telltale signs. And also, if you ask somebody, are you okay? And they say, I'm fine, ask them 3 or 4 times, because it'll take 3 or 4 times for them to say, actually, do you know what? No, I'm not fine. So don't just ask that once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Libby, I have to say you are saving lives out there, and it's amazing. Thank you for basically dedicating your life to these issues. Really, it's amazing.
Thank you for doing this, because without things like this, we couldn't keep going. So I appreciate it.
Well, stick around and watch the rest of the show, and
if I do disappear, it's because my phone's a crisis line, so it has been busy, very busy. So if I disappear,
that's a very good excuse.
Not at all.
But if anybody wants to help out or wants to know more about the charity, it's backonside.co.uk. Is that correct? Yes, good. That's great. Okay. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope you don't get any crisis calls while in the next hour.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you, Libby. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay,
thank you. Let's give it up for Libby. Yeah. This is our clap. Thank you. Okay, guys. Now I know I said that this was an 80s themed show, but what actually happened was through the first couple of requests that came through. They just happened to both be Nick songs. Kershaw, and the show took on a very distinct identity of being all about Nick. Sorry, Nick, if you're listening. The first song is one of my favourite lesser-known Nick songs. That was only just requested recently. That I recorded back in the 90s, and Haley requested this. I'm going to have my boy Indy here to help me out. This is a song called "It Hurts When I Laugh." Well, it was so many years ago, it seemed like yesterday. My baby packed her bags and took her pretty self away. Was it something I did, something I said, something confusing in my head? I asked the doctor and he said I was okay. But it hurts when I laugh, and it hurts when I cry, and it hurts when I remember the reason why. Yes, it hurts when I laugh, and it hurts when I cry, and it hurts when I remember the day she said goodbye. Well, the minutes pass like hours, and the hours pass like days. My friends tell me I'm alright, I'm just going through a phase. But it's easy for them, easy to say, easy when nothing's in your way. It ain't so easy when you feel the way I do. But it hurts when I laugh, and it hurts when I cry, and it hurts when I remember the reason why. Yes, it hurts when I laugh, and it hurts when I cry, and it hurts when I remember the day she said goodbye. You may think that I'm pathetic, you may think that I'm insane, but no kind of anesthetic is gonna take away this pain. I'm on the end, I'm on the shelf. I'm feeling sorry for myself, and that feels good, 'cause I ain't up unless I'm down. Well, it hurts when I laugh, and it hurts when I cry. How it hurts when I remember the reason why. Yes, it hurts when I laugh, and it hurts when I cry. And it hurts when I remember the way she said, and there she said goodbye. Oh, the day she said goodbye. Yeah, the day she said goodbye. Thank you very much. Ah, look at those lovely hands in the air. Okay, now, as I was saying just now, originally this next song here was written with Nick about my relationship with my father, requested by Leslie and also Annika, and I want to read you her dedication, if that's all right. My parents mean everything to me, and they are there for me whenever I need them. And they taught me so much that in 10 lifetimes I could never give that back to them, especially through the lockdown here in Germany. They helped me every day to take care of my 2 boys and make homeschooling possible. Without them, it would have been impossible to work, because I'm a key worker. I'm a funeral director, and there's been a lot of work through lockdown. I would like to thank my parents with the song Help Me to Help Myself. And on the other side, I would like to dedicate the song to my boys Julian and Fabian, who are now in a phase to grow up and take their first steps without their mum. All right, so as I said, it is appropriate that I'm doing this with my boy, because it was written originally about my dad. This was from the Get the Picture album. And I haven't played this, for 28 years, so bear with me. A bit like Hurts When I Laugh. I needed another week to practice. All right, so. Help me to help myself. There are times when I remember being lost and so afraid. You were always there to guide me through the jungle I had made. I saw temptation and I needed to be strong, and it led me by example through the world of right and wrong. And you know, this ain't easy, saying what I say. I may be right, I may be wrong, going my own way. Help me to help myself, to find my own direction, to make the same mistakes, however big or small. Help me to help myself, don't make it easy for me, as long as you're around. Catch me if I fall. Many times I was in trouble with my back against the wall, but you taught me how to keep myself together through it all. And you know, you believed in me, I needed you to. I owe you more than I can say, so I'm thanking you. Help me to help myself, to find Lordy Lord, thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. I want to be able to see you, actually. Let me move this. There you are. How's everyone doing? Yay! Okay, so I'm going to move on here. The next guest started off as a fan. And I've seen pictures of her with her classic old leather jacket, a la Chesney 91. Not that I'm going to show them, but I'm sure her mum has them somewhere. She's become a friend over the years, and I had the honour of introducing her to her beau, Ed. Let's bring on the lovely Joanna Cell. Are you there, Joanna?
Hi. Yeah, sorry, we've realised we're a bit far back from the camera, so apologies.
Cheers. I can see you've got a glass of wine in your hand. And
Cheers.
a beer. Lovely. Good man. I was about to say, is Ed with you, but your beard's about as big as mine now, mate.
Oh well, thank you. It's the lockdown beard, isn't it? I actually had to give it a bit of a trim today.
Corona beard. Oh, you didn't do that on my behalf, did you? You didn't do that just because you were coming on here, were you?
He did. He did.
But listen, for those of you that don't know, Ed was my co-star in the Barry Manilow musical Can't Smile Without You. I don't know how many of you saw that, but
Happy days.
that was
Happy days.
a wee while ago now, though, wasn't it? It's got to be over a decade ago now, isn't it? Probably.
It was 2008. It was autumn 2008.
Wow, 12 years ago. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Hi.
Oh, you're on mute there, Keely. Hello, that was my little niece, Katie. Hello, Katie. Give us a wave. Now, Joe, I've been told recently you've changed your job just before lockdown. What was the inspiration for this? Come on, I want to hear it all.
I did. I changed. So I worked in corporate for like 16 years. And then actually hearing Libby talk, pretty much, I've sort of done what she did, except set up a business rather than a charity. So I do mental health first aid training and suicide intervention training.
Wow.
Yeah, but I left my company 3 weeks before lockdown.
Wow.
That.
You must have known it was coming.
Yeah.
It was kind of unfortunate timing, but the move to the new business is officially going to happen when things open up a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I had to move everything online, which was, well, as you know, is tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. But but that sounds like a very worthy cause you're doing. I see a theme to this show already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Good for you. That's amazing. Now, you are the one person who I think actually posts more pictures of their dog than I do. Do we have a dog loving? Come on, let's have a dog loving. Here.
Right.
Hang on, let me just turn the light on.
Here's Mischief. Our dogs have never met, and
Hi, Mischief.
I would think they probably never will meet, considering they live 6,000 miles apart. So this is you're gonna get. You can say hello, Mischief. Come on, let's have a
This
howl.
is Hendrix.
Something I do on every show. So. All right, that's all you're going to get. He's very sleepy for some reason.
So is Hendrix.
So listen, what's the first thing you do when you get out of lockdown? What's your plans?
Oh, goodness, that's a good question. Have a night out.
Yeah.
Come to a Chesney concert.
Yeah.
Well, we've got tickets to see you in Putney, but
That one's been cancelled, mate. Yeah, sorry. For those of you that didn't know, the Putney gig in July has now been cancelled. It seems every day I get a new cancellation, which I'm sure you are the same, Ed.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I had a pretty full gigging diary when in March, and then pretty much overnight, sort of.
It's
very quiet.
It's crazy times.
Of it. Yeah, I mean, we're all weathering the same storm, aren't we? So.
Yeah, we're all in the same storm. Different boats, I like to say. Some boats will make it, some won't. It's been tough for some people and kind of good for other people. But let's hope it all starts opening up soon and we can get together and have that beer in person, you guys.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all, and stay safe and keep well. And I promise I won't call you Joanne ever again.
I tell you
I got her name wrong recently, and she won't forget it. Thanks, guys. You take care, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. You too, mate. You can go ahead and mute yourself there, mate. Okay, so on the last show, I played you guys a new song that Chrissy and I had written one night over a bottle of wine after watching Normal People. This week we took it one step further and made a little video in my makeshift studio stroke dining room. Some of you may have seen it, but here's the fruits of our labour.
I wish you'd say what's on your mind. If we could read between these lines, we wouldn't waste this precious time. And though we might not know it yet, this may be all the time we get, and it won't matter what we said. But it's not like this. It's not like this at all. It's not like this with other people. Not at all. Not at all. There's a void that she can't fill, no cure from some little pill. I am lost without you still. No matter where we go from here, days, weeks, months, years, love will never disappear. All I know is it's not like this. It's not like this at all. It's not like this with other people. Not at all. Not at all. I've seen sunsets and I compare them all to you. These other moments and I know you feel them too. Yes, you do. And you know it's not like this. It's not like this at all. It's not like this with other people. It's not like this. It's not like this at all. It's not like this with other people. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Okay, well, listen, it's time to bring on the big guns. My special guest tonight is a national treasure and a thoroughly lovely fellow, not to mention one hell of a mentor for me. I'm lucky enough to call him my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Nik Kershaw. Is this a dance? Is that?
Hello, you lovely man. How are you?
I'm well, mate. Oh, mate, it's great to have you on here. Thank you so much for being here.
No problem at all, man. It's lovely to be here.
Now, normally,
where am I? I'm there.
I don't know. You're at home, I would hope. Normally, when we get together, there'll be some kind of alcoholic beverage in our hands. It's a bit early for me, but are you? Yeah, that's what I thought. A bit of red wine, bit of Kershaw wine. Cheers.
Proper 1 o'clock over here, mate.
Of course it is. Well, this is full of vodka, so. Oh dear. So, how's it going in lockdown, mate? What's your lockdown been like?
It's well, you know what? We're very lucky. We've got lovely. We live in a lovely place. We've got a lovely big garden. We've got loads of dog walks, and you don't see a soul. So it's. Yeah. It's kind of easier for us. Like you said, some people are in. It's the same storm, but different boats, and we've got a lovely, very seaworthy boat, and it's we're very lucky.
No, I have to say, I wish we were locked in with you. To be honest, you probably don't, but
Always welcome.
Well,
Always.
well, we've had some lock-ins, haven't we?
We have a few, yeah, over the years.
Have a memorable Hawkes Kershaw gathering moment?
Oh, blimey, I don't know.
I got one for you. Your wife shaving my head.
I was going to say the same thing actually, because as you can see, the wife had to go with the clippers a few weeks ago. So
The dog
I
clippers.
thought,
Was it the dog
yeah,
clippers?
with the dog clippers. Yeah, I thought of you when she was doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course you did. Yeah. No,
Your mum hasn't spoken to her since.
I think she's on here somewhere actually. So maybe you can
Hey,
make up
Carol.
over Zoom. Yes, that was a legendary moment, wasn't it? Now, listen, I know I've said this before to you, but I was a huge fan as a teenager. Still am. Human Racing is still in my top 5, and I remember vividly meeting you for the first time. Do you remember that moment? Or was I just another young pop star wannabe that you were working with at the time?
No, I remember coming over to Sunningdale when you were, what, 18?
Yeah.
About 18. And I can't remember the complete story. I was just told by Stuart Newton of Warner Chapel that this geezer called Chesney Hawkes wanted to record The One and Only.
Yeah.
And did I want to meet him? And I thought, yeah, okay, let's see where this song is going. And I came over to Sunningdale, and you played me some songs of yours, and we had a chat, and
here we are 30 odd years later.
Yeah, 30 very odd years later. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a big moment for me because I was meeting one of my heroes.
Yeah, but you'd already met Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend, didn't you? So
yeah, but that's nothing on you, mate. Pete's got nothing on you, believe me.
Bless you.
Oh dear. Now we've written a lot of songs together over the years, and this song here that I'm about to play means a lot to me because actually it was the first song that we'd written together that you'd actually recorded for one of your albums. So that was a huge moment for me as well, and one that I hope repeats one day. No pressure, just. But we had a bit of fun this week, didn't we, mate?
Yes, we did. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I would have preferred to be doing it in person, but there you go.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the closest we're going to get. Should we play it? Should we play our little masterpiece? This is a song we wrote together. Nick put on one of his albums. It was on the No Frills album, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's called "Lost in You."
Breaking this silence, it's so loud, yeah, too loud. Just me and these four walls and my empty view. So I close my eyes and I open my heart, and I find myself lost in had enough of this cold night. It's so long, too long. Only you can make it feel right, alright for me. So I close my eyes and I open my heart, and I find myself lost in day, new town, same old song. Feels like I've been gone too long. to hear your voice, but it's early morning where you are and late night for me. So I close my eyes and I open my heart, and I find myself lost in you. Yes, I close my eyes and I open up my heart, and I find myself lost in you.
Oh, it's like a lovely,
Beautiful.
like a little candlelit dinner for two, isn't it?
Yeah, marvelous.
Oh, God. All right. So when we announced that you were going to be on the show today, we were sent a few questions.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. I thought the same thing. So I don't know what they are either. Chrissy, you want to ask? You want to ask us? She's going to be the asker of the questions.
Okay. A little bit nervous.
Yeah, me too.
It's not too bad. We did have one request for you guys to do One World, but Chess is like, I don't know if we can do
Oh
that.
my God, way too many chords. I needed at least a month to work. I couldn't even do the last two songs, as you probably.
Ches, mate, I can't believe that you told me someone requested It Hurts When I Laugh about 18 hours ago.
I know. Quick, do it.
You just learnt it and sung it, so respect.
Well, I kind of played it. I mean, there's a couple of clangers in there, but you know, this is an informal show between friends, isn't it?
I'm a great fan of the clangers, so.
There you are.
All right, Nick. First one is for Chesney. This question was asked by Matthew Cumberledge.
Oh, I'll leave then.
Yeah, nice knowing you.
So, Ches, of all of Nick's songs, which would you love to cover and why?
Which one? Well, I've covered so many of his songs already. I think, if I don't mind reshaping that question, is in what was kind of my favourite Nick songs, and for me, weirdly enough, it was Bogart. When I was a teenager, I always loved Bogart. Isn't that funny? Do you ever do that live, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still do it. Yeah. It's one of the few from the first album we still do.
Do you whistle?
No, I don't. We don't do the whistling bit. I've never been able to whistle, which my wife is gutted about because she loves whistling.
She loves a good wolf whistle as she walks by the bathroom. All right.
All right. So this next one we have is for Nick. It's also asked by Matthew. If you had a time machine and could travel back to the 80s, what particular experience do you wish you could have shared personally with Chesney, and why? Bar Live Aid.
Bar Live Aid. Would I share with Chesney? God, that's a really tricky one. That is. I don't know. All of it, I guess. It's just, but he's been through it as well, haven't you, mate? So he's probably knows more about it than I do.
Well, I could have been there at Live Aid to give you the words to "Wouldn't It Be Good?" Was it?
Yeah. All right.
Wait a second. This is coming from somebody who always forgets their lines as well. Sorry, Chess.
Oh no, believe me, I've got my, especially the new times. I've got my lyrics right here.
Well, all right, okay. My wife giving me some direction. Sorry, Libby.
Oh, what was it? Come on, I want to know what it was.
Apparently, I was leaning forward too much.
Oh, okay.
Can't do anything right, can we, mate?
No, I mean, we are ruled by our women, and behind every great man, right?
I know.
Is a bossy woman.
Careful.
Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now.
All right, I got another one from Nick. And I apologize if I've mispronounced his name. Klaas. I'm so sorry. I know I completely rubbished that. But anyway, so the question is, Nick, when are you going to release the new album? He says it's all that he can think about. And also, what happened to this song, I'm in Love with a TV?
Oh, God. Okay. Well,
that one.
First one first. There was a little Facebook announcement today, apparently coincidentally, about this. But the album has kind of been put on ice a little bit because it was supposed to be out this week. But we couldn't do that because we couldn't physically get CDs and vinyl pressed up and already in the shops and all that kind of stuff. So we're holding that off until the end of the year. But in the meantime, we're releasing an EP in 2 weeks' time on the 26th of June, which has got 6 of the songs from the album. There's 16 tracks on the album, and 6 of them are on this EP. So you can Spotify your brains out.
So is it just going to be an EP to start with, or are you going to still release the album down the line?
No, we're still going to release the album, and the whole thing will be available on vinyl and CD later on in the year. Yeah,
like a little preview of kind of half of it, as it were.
Exactly. Well, not even half.
Right.
Where did you go to school, Ches? 16 songs, 6 are on the EP. God,
I'm dyslexic, right? Leave me alone. Or is that supposed to be letters? Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. That's fine.
Oh my goodness! And the other...
sorry. What happened to my? I'm in love with my TV.
Yeah,
that was like.
That was on the original cassette that I had with the one and only. It had Oxygen on it.
Right.
And it had that song on it. I'm in love with my TV as well. So I've still got that cassette somewhere with a little asterisk on One and Only and Oxygen.
Oh, there you go. See,
you gave that one to Jason Donovan in the end, didn't you?
Well, amongst others, yeah.
Yeah.
Bit of a tart of a song, that one. It's been around.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tart, yeah. And my TV ended up with Cliff Richard, right?
Yeah, he did he used to do his gospel tours and stuff, and he thought it was relevant for that. I'm not really sure why, but it turned up there. So as far as I know, it's the only time it's been properly recorded was that. Yeah.
It's funny. That's funny, mate. I must dig that cassette out at some point. That's it's probably in my mum and dad's attic somewhere. So anyway, Nick, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Okay, I'll do.
I'm going to leave you with this question. What's your favourite song of ours from over the years?
There's so many to choose from.
It's just
choosing your favourite child, isn't it? I don't know. We've written some good songs, Ches, man. But I guess John Lennon Lives Here's got to be up there with it. It's kind of, when it's something special happens.
That was definitely a special moment for sure.
Yeah,
I think that would have been my choice as well. Yeah.
Great minds.
Well, in that case, I guess I should play it then.
Yes, please.
All right. Well, this one's for you then, mate. Thank you so much for being on the show, mate. You know I love you.
And I love you. I love you more.
Oh, no. I miss you.
See you soon.
See you soon, mate. And love to the Kershaw clan.
Absolutely. Ta-da, darling.
Cheers.
Bye, Pussy. Bye, Indy.
And Indy's gonna do the solo for this one, so you can give him some,
He doesn't need help from me. He's a marvel. He's a little star.
He's getting there, isn't he?
Beautiful. See you, man.
See you, mate. Take care. Go enjoy that wine. Okay, here we go. Let's go for John Lennon Lived Here. Arrived at JFK, first day in New York, so I go for a walk. I watch as people pass me by, don't look me in the eye. I take a yellow cab to Empire State, I've seen it on TV, doesn't seem real to me. It's hot but I don't see the sun, I don't know anyone. Sirens and guns on the street where I stand, pain in my head and a guidebook in my hand. Stranger in New York, nothing to fear. John Lennon lived here. Along Fifth Avenue,
like me made his name desperately. He came with Catcher in the Rye, said hello, then goodbye. Sirens and girls on the street where I stand, pain in my head and a guidebook in my hand. Stranger in New York, nothing to fear. John Lennon lived here. Dakota buildings tell their tale at the end of my trail. Sirens and girls on the street where I stand, pain in my head and a guidebook in my hand. Stranger in New York, nothing to fear. John Lennon lived here. John Lennon died here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nick. Hi, Rachel. Say hi. Okay.
Hi.
Hello there. And who's that with you there?
My partner, my fiance John.
Hey, John. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you.
So it's not. So who's Jack?
It's Cheech. It's John and Rachel.
Oh,
It's like a joke.
right. It's like Bradulina. I got it. Now, Rachel, the lovely Charlotte nominated you. She told us that you work as a nurse on the front line. Thank you. You must have had a crazy time during this lockdown. And she also mentioned that your wedding plans have been postponed because of this.
Yeah.
And
We were due to get married, yeah.
poor thing.
Oh,
And that Charlotte was a naughty bridesmaid and didn't plan your hen do.
yeah.
So she wanted to really make it up to you, by doing this for you. So do you have a new date set, you guys?
Yeah, we're going to get married the 8th of May next year.
Oh, that's wonderful. And
So
we're all invited. All,
More the merrier.
all 76 of us. We'll all be there. Oh, that's great. So tell me a little bit about your lockdown. Obviously, you've been working through it. Are you too, John, or is it just our Rachel?
John's been working from home, so we've not been out in a while because we're in Wales. All the lockdown rules are different to England, so we haven't really been out in the whole time, apart from like going to work for me, really.
Right. Yeah. And work has been tough, I presume.
Yeah, I work in theatres, so we had like an intensive course, and then we were going to intensive care to help cover shifts because they were just, I think there was lots of sick, and it's been really hard. But
Yeah.
I think we've pulled back a bit now, so we're just doing our regular theatre role now.
Oh wow. Well, good for you though. Thank you for doing your part. It's amazing hearing these stories, and especially people like you are working on the front line, basically keeping us ticking away in life. It's without you guys, we wouldn't be safe. So tell me, come on. I asked a couple of people this time. What's the first thing you're going to do when you get let out, when lockdown is over?
I think we want to go see our family because we haven't seen John's mum and dad since January.
Christmas, I think.
Christmas, because they live 2 hours away. So I think we just want to go and see everybody.
Of course, it's going to be wonderful, isn't it? Those first hugs we're going to get from friends and family are going to be so wonderful. Yeah. Oh, well, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing your story, and thank you to Charlotte for nominating you. And I really appreciate you guys being here.
Oh,
Jake.
thank you.
All right, you take care, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Go ahead and unmute yourselves. Enjoy the rest of the show. Okay, so I want to use this time now to mention a few names of people that have written to us this week. Trudy Hall, Leslie Dunn, Karen Barton, Marie Prothero, Charlotte Hatchie or H, Steve Coy. Love to our birthday trio. We've got Natalie Bailey, Hayley Hall, and my lovely friend Sylvia Rice. So happy birthday! Happy birthday to you. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for sharing it with me. To all the key and NHS workers that have joined us tonight, Joanna, Tricia Allgood, Lisa Johnson, Martin Hudson, Ian Barton, Sarah Dalton, Rachel Wright, Hayley Hall, Annika Bob, and Helen Best. A big shout out to Cameron and Paige, who've been allowed to stay up past their bedtime for this. Give us a wave, guys. Thank you also to all of you who nominated these wonderful people. Please keep it up. Send in your nominations to info@liveandunfiltered.com. It's a wonderful part of the show. We love it, Chrissy and I, hearing all your amazing stories, about your individuals who are serving the community and humanity, not just through the NHS, but everyone, in everyday life. It's wonderful. So you are the heroes. Thank you all for your song requests. Sorry if I didn't get to yours, especially if it was on the Buddy Song album, as those will be played on the next show, which is the 26th of June, the Buddy Song special. And I've got special guests for that one, and obviously I'm only going to be doing Buddy Song songs on that one. So get your tickets quick for that one. I have a feeling that one might go quick. Now, Chrissy, you have the Hawkes' hero of the week, don't you?
Yes. So here we go. There's always, a couple that stand out to us when you guys send in your nominations. So the first one I wanted to bring particular attention to was Sarah Dalton. She was nominated by Marie, and Marie wrote in and said this. She said, "My hero is my best friend, Sarah Dalton. She's a dedicated, hardworking nurse. Unfortunately, due to COVID, she's had her hen do and wedding canceled, another one. And so she needs some cheering up. Her husband-to-be is also a nurse and has unfortunately had to deal with a lot from the virus, so please pick Sarah." And so, Sarah, if you're here, we love you. Thanks for doing what you do. And hopefully being here has cheered you up. I hope so. The next one is Hayley Hall. So she was nominated by Trudy, and she wrote, "Throughout this pandemic, Hayley and I have been working constantly supporting the care homes in our area, all 102 of them. It has been extremely stressful at times, as I'm sure you can imagine. Her name is Hayley, and she has worked above and beyond expectations despite having 2 very young children and her husband being in the Army, so not at home very often. Chesney is her secret crush and has been for many years. It would be amazing if you could send her a message to wish her a happy birthday and let her know just how much we appreciate her."
Wonderful. It's not so secret anymore. You just told a bunch of people. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Hayley and Sarah. That's wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to move on. The song here that I'm going to play was requested by Angela Cranwell and Matthew Cumberledge. And this one actually has been consistently requested since starting these shows, and I've been consistently putting it off because in classic Kershaw style, there are far too many chords in it, and of course the crazy Kershaw key change. So wish me luck, please. This is a song called "Missing You Already." Okay. Oh, I thought my mind would be clear by now. I thought my heart would be so rock steady. I thought our love wasn't real somehow, but I'm missing you already. Everybody fooling around like me, they think it's now or never. Just like everybody head in the clouds, 'cause nothing ever lasts forever. Had my fill every night, I was doing alright.
I thought I had everything, but then you came along, showed me I was all wrong, then left me to see what a fool I'd been. Oh, I thought my mind would be clear by now. I thought my heart would be so rock steady. I thought our love wasn't real somehow, but I'm missing you already. Yeah, I'm missing you already. What you doing to me? 'Cause I don't recognize the feeling. Baby, what you think you're doing? I've never seen a part of me that you're revealing. Life was so black and white till that beautiful night. I knew exactly where I stood, but then you came along, showed me I was all wrong, then left me to see what a fool I've been. Oh, I thought my love would be clear by now. I thought my heart would be so rock steady. I thought our love wasn't real somehow, but I'm missing you already. Yeah, I'm missing you already. It's not how it should be. It's not like I planned. The shine in your eyes, touch of your hand, the sound of your name. I don't understand. Oh yeah. I thought my mind would be clear by now. I thought my heart would be so rock steady. I thought our love wasn't real somehow, but I'm missing you already. Yeah, I'm missing you already. Oh my goodness. Didn't quite get the key change, Nick, but you know. Thank you guys. Oh geez, I tell you what, dusting off all these old songs has been fun, and I think I probably will, you know, eventually add a lot of these songs to the live show once we actually get out there and on a stage again. Some of these songs will probably make it onto the stage, hopefully. Nick, so get learning that key change, mate, because I'm going to get you up. Maybe I should just before we go any further, let's go off of mute and so I can hear you all and feel your energy. Come on, let's have it.
Sexy bass tune.
Reminds me of the old days when we used to play live, you know. Do you remember that? Fantastic. Okay, so listen, thank you, Libby from Back on Side, and of course the fabulous Mr. Nik Kershaw. Thank you again for all being here and for your support honouring Back on Side with your ticket. I'll be back again the 26th of June for the Live and Unfiltered Buddy Song Special. Get your tickets now. This time we'll be supporting the White Lodge Centre, I believe. Please tell your friends, go to the website for more information, liveandunfiltered.com. Send in your hero nominations. Please keep them coming. We love this part of the show. So spread the love. And you know what? I'm going to give you the one and only anyway. Yay! If you guys are still up for it, that is. Come on, Indy, come in and play.
This is me saying goodbye. I'll see you in a couple of weeks, you guys. Thank you so much. This has been really fun. Thank you, Nick.
And you guys remember, nominate your heroes. We love it. We love it. And plus, that
Yeah,
gives
yeah, we
somebody
do.
a chance to get a free ticket. Keep it coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you nominate and it's accepted, then you get a half-price ticket anyway. So it's a win-win. Right, Indy. I didn't thank Indy, by the way. Thank you, Indy, for being here. We're going to leave you with the one and only. This is goodbye from me. Thank you. You guys are amazing. See you in a couple of weeks. Go for it, Indy.
Right. Ready?
Yep. I am the one and only. Call me by my name, oh, call me by my number, put me through it, I'll still be doing it the way I do it, and yet you try to make me forget who I really am. Don't tell me I know best, I'm not the same as all the rest. I am the one and only, nobody I'd rather be. I am the one and only, you can't take that away from me. I've been a player in the crowd scene, a flicker on the big screen. My soul embraces one more in a million faces. Her hopes and aspirations, ideas above my station, maybe. But all this time I tried to walk with dignity and pride. I am the one and only, nobody I'd rather be. I am the one and only, you can't take that away from me. I can't wear this uniform without some compromises, 'cause you'll find out that we come different shapes and sizes. No one could be myself like I can. For this job I'm the best man. But while this may be true, you are the one and only, yeah. I am the one and only, nobody I'd rather be. I am the one and only, you can't take that. One more time. I am the one and only, nobody I'd rather be. I am the one and only, you can't take that away from me. Thank you guys and good night. Thank you so much.
All right, final unmute, everybody. You just got to do it. Here we go, everybody. Woo!
You want to go? Yeah, see you later, son. See you later, Chesney. Hold tight, Chesney.
I feel like breaking this silence. It's so loud, yeah, too loud. Just me and these four walls and my empty view. So I close my eyes and I open my heart and I find my lost in you. I've had enough of this cold night.